Tevye the Dairyman may be one of the most famous characters of Yiddish literature because of the success of the Broadway musical, Fiddler on the Roof. His creator, Sholem Aleichem, was born Sholem Rabinovich in Ukraine in 1859. Born into poverty, he married into a wealthy family, but then lost that fortune as a businessman. To support his family, he turned to writing.
I think I, like a lot of people, had the natural inclination to associate him with Tevye. That he was a Jew, a kind of funny, humble Jew, and nothing really could be further from the truth. Sholem Aleichem in his life was a cosmopolitan Russian Jew. He was a world traveler. He traveled all over Europe. He lived in the United States as well. He ultimately died here. He was familiar with all of the great works of Western literature and used them and incorporated them in many ways.
In his newly published book, The Worlds of Sholem Aleichem, Columbia University Yiddish professor Jeremy Dauber describes how the writing reflected upon a period of rapid modernization and fervent anti-Semitism.
But beyond that, he was also aware of other kinds of dangers to Jewish history and memory, including assimilation, forgetting about your heritage, not embracing tradition. And a lot of his stories championed that as well, like you're saying. They really said one of the most important things to keep Jewish life going is reading Jewish literature, being aware of Jewish history, knowing about your Jewish past, and his stories champion that both explicitly and in themselves as well.
Tevye the Dairyman was, of course, immortalized on Broadway and in Hollywood. He's a man struggling to cope with bringing up 5 daughters within a traditional Jewish culture. Though his prince stories are far more subtle and complex, Aleichem's themes have resonated beyond Judaism.
Timeless and universal, and I think that there's a reason why Fiddler, and therefore the original material that Fiddler comes out of, really has had such success all over the world, because these themes that you're talking about really transcend a particular cultural heritage or a particular literary medium. People ask me, should I read Sholem Aleichem because he's such a great Yiddish writer? And I say, well, no, you should read Sholem Aleichem because he's such a great writer.
Sholem Aleichem's fascinating life and talent has also been the subject of a 2011 movie, Laughing in the Darkness. Sholem Aleichem left his own autobiography unfinished, and yet in the draft he left on his desk before he died in 1916, Sholem Aleichem writes that he lived Jewish history and modern life at a time of incredible transformation. And Professor Dauber thinks Sholem Aleichem would be pleased to know that he is still culturally relevant nearly 100 years after his passing. I'm Priscilla Huff for JN1 in Washington.